Hello and welcome to everybody. Mm, Man, this really to me looks like, how to say, I don't know, man. KSW champ, Octagon champ. He should have done better. I've seen. UFC is not tolerant towards vain fails. UFC doesn't like when you don't hit the scale. While to some point I can understand that. I think it might be cruel to release someone for the first mistake, but UFC is not forgiving unless you're a superstar. It seems they won't forgive you unless you're a superstar. So in the case of Saint Kate, they are not willing to forgive any mistake. To some point, I can understand that, but I'm always saying that one mistake should be tolerated. That's all I'm saying. One mistake, just one mistake might be tolerated, but I'm always saying, you can make one mistake, but that's generally it. Can't make like tons of them, thousands of them. Does it make sense to you? But everybody makes one mistake. I think UFC turned too strict, but they can do it. They are now the best in the world. And they can do whatever they want because everybody wants to be a part of the UFC. But I just think it's too cruel. This type of behavior is just too cruel for me. I can't pretend it's okay because I don't find it okay. Really, I don't. I don't. I just think being too strict isn't good. And as long as I want to say, fuck you, didn't hit the scale, etc. I think we need some compassion for those fighters who make a mistake. Just a bit of compassion. Just a bit of the compassion. Uh, all players stay. All players stay. Osenketa missed the weight. That's fine. All I'm gonna say is all players stay. That's all I'm saying. Some bouts are bound to happen. Some bouts are not bound to happen. But from what I've noticed, okay, Osenketa fight not taking place. That's all I can say. And to some point, I understand why that fight isn't taking place in the first place. UFC is not willing to tolerate mistakes. And if you're asking me about the opinion about on the situation in TC, to some point, I think it might be too strict, just to some point. But to other point, I don't know, honestly. I assume everybody has a right to make a mistake. That is just my opinion. It doesn't have to be right in the first place. that opinion doesn't have to be proper in the first place. And I'm saying that no, it's really, really good, you know. All I'm saying is I believe like all players are going to stay. That's all I'm gonna say. I have a passion for the UFC. Guys, I'm in the spirit of things. All over the place. I'm in the spirit of things. All players stay. I don't know, man. I think in all these plays, I can only say that not much of a changes. We've seen some last minute replacements, and that's generally it. Last minute replacements, and nothing much happens. Willing to say that it all goes. I don't know whether it's downhill or in a proper direction or you name it. Mad UFC cut. Yeah, same. I was talking about it. I'm also mad. I'm also mad. One mistake and they cut you. Like, I mean, we're humans. Everybody has the right for one mistake. Then I picks and chooses who he wants to cut. No, man, like everybody has a right to make one mistake, I believe. One mistake is fine, but if you make like tons of mistakes, makes no sense to me in the first place. Making one mistake is fine to me, like everybody can make a mistake once, but making a mistake thousands of times, not good for me, not good. I mean, then I made a mistake for releasing Hossein Keita, but you see, when you have a power, you can do whatever you want. Some people can handle power very well, other people cannot handle power. I don't know which type is Dana White. Is it fair? Probably not. Is he gonna continue doing this? Yes, because he doesn't give a fuck. Hello, Mason. Tomorrow I'm covering the whole event. Today, spend some time at the construction. Yes, of course, UFC is tomorrow. I know that. Spend some time at the construction. Today has been a very difficult day. I only did the exercises in the morning, but I had to stay longer. Didn't go to sparring session today, but tomorrow I'm going to a BJJ class. When I unofficially have the opponent, I must focus on my BJJ game. We'll see how it plays out. Pretty confident my BJJ game gonna stay on top. I have to up it, I don't have much of the other choice. I have to up my BJJ game, and I will try to up my BJJ game. Just have to do it. Moving down south. No, man. I'm just not that type of a guy. I'm not a guy who likes moving down south. Too goddamn hot. You're a Puerto Rican, but if you were born in mountains, you would have known what am I speaking about. I was not born there. San Diego, huh? That makes sense maybe. But to me, I'm just always I'm just always looking for cold stuff are making me happy. Winter is in Northern California very cold, rainy. Winters in San Diego are sunny and ice. I like very cold winters, believe me. Colder winter is better winter for me. I think Kyle Nelson could get back in that fight. I'm gonna release predictions tomorrow, but I'm really sorry I can't. I really can't do it right now. I'm really sorry because of that, but as well as you see, I'm super sleepy. Graphic by brutal finish. I'm super sleepy because I woke up at 6:15 a.m. Tomorrow I'm also working my primary job, but I will grind through. I will grind through the UFC event. Don't worry about it. I will not let you down. You know who I am, and you know what happens. Me and Clara have many personalities. 2:15 p.m. right now. Clara is a cool person. She really is a cool person. But I'm telling you, she's like having tons of personalities, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a fan of hers. Cat is always going where she wants, just to know. And me, I'm a type of a guy who is going to fight until the last dying breath. But if I'm your fan, I'm gonna be your fan. Many people are, saying, why are you a fan of Clara? Well, because Clara is doing the job differently and she's having some kind of a different approach. Majority of journalists are super professional, which to some point might be okay, but I'm just not that type of a guy. I'm just not that type of a guy. Oh man, I think UFC was too strict towards Keto, but that's just then, I believe. I'm just having a good feeling and a good faith to believe that this could be a good card, but I'm sorry because Hussein Keita not fighting. I'm just saying, no, I think UFC was too strict towards Hussein Keita. I understand that everybody makes a mistake, but man, he didn't miss the scale like 5 kilos up, 4 kilos up. I don't want to defend him, his opponent could have said fight or not fight. Maybe poor fella didn't understand that UFC is the most serious organization in the world. Maybe poor fella really didn't understand, but I think this is too strict. If you're asking me, this kind of approach is too strict. Just think this kind of approach is too strict. Not saying it will work or will not work, or I'm just having a bad feeling. That's it. I don't know. I just have some kind of a bad feeling. I can't explain why, but this feeling, can't explain this feeling, but I have a feeling something is horribly wrong. Just have a feeling something is horribly wrong. You know that feeling when you feel that something is wrong and you can't explain why, but you still feel that something is wrong. Well, I'm having that kind of a feeling right now. If you ask me what is wrong, I don't know what is wrong, but I have that weird feeling that something is not okay. And I can't explain why am I having that kind of a weird feeling about this UFC event. Hope I will be able to endure 10 more minutes because I'm really feeling so tired. But I mustn't give up, literally. I can't do that. Just saying, maybe UFC has been too lenient towards Hussein Keita, but I understand that Dana White is not willing to tolerate mistakes. To some point that might be okay, but to some point that might also be too strict. Just having a weird feeling about it. Yeah, 2:15 p.m. Nice for you, fella. I just think Dana has been too strict with this, but it's his choice, I believe. Really is his choice. I don't know how far can this go, but I think those releases are not something you should do. Therefore, that's not something you should do. Like you release the fighter only because he missed the scale once. Like Brian Battle missed the scale 3 times, and they released him after third vein miss. And one fighter misses the scale once, and they believe he sucks. I think it's pretty much of the unfair treatment towards fighters. To me, it's actually an example of an unfair treatment. I'm just saying this is might kind of a bit surprising for me in the first place. All of this. But I understand some things I can understand, but some things are kind of surprising to me. I got to say goodbye now. I'm going to sleep, and we're gonna see how this plays out. See you tomorrow. Let's see how this works out for both of us. Night, night.